Hello, and welcome to the podcast. This is Speaking of Fairview, and I'm your host, Izzie Germain, here to share with you what's up with the Tigers today as they focus on academics, athletics, and the arts. Speaking of Fairview, I'm here at Fairview High School today to talk about the girls' basketball team, starting during the coronavirus pandemic. Bleachers filled with fans cheering on the basketball team, telling them to shoot the three or to play defense against their rivals. This is what Fairview has come to know at all of their basketball games. However, this year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the girls and boys basketball team has had less spectators and has had less viewers. However, today I'm here to talk to some of the seniors on the girls basketball team and ask them a little bit about basketball and get to know a little bit about the transition into this type of basketball atmosphere and how it's different from their past years and how they will recover and make the best of this situation. For the past 4 years, these seniors have been waiting for their chance to be a senior and a leader on the basketball team. They were waiting for their stands and their senior night with their senior photos displayed for the school to see. However, this year, COVID-19 has taken something from them that they can't get back. However, these seniors are trying their hardest and are making the best out of the worst possible scenario. They have thus far been 3-0 on their games against Girard, Fort LaBeouf, and Corey. This year's starting five are Hope Garrity, sophomore, Sarah Januso, sophomore, Abby McCall, senior, Sammy Momeyer, senior, and Jada McBride, senior. All of these players have helped Fairview with their record thus far and have contributed greatly to the team over all of the years that they've played. There are players who also play that I will be interviewing who do not start but are big contributors to the wins and to the team as a whole. The first person that I will be interviewing today is Abby McCall, one of the starters. She's a senior and she's been playing on the varsity team a bit freshman year, but mostly sophomore, junior, and senior year. Hey guys, I'm here with Abby McCall, a high school senior on the basketball team. So I was wondering, Abby, what is your number?
Number 3.
And what's your reason for choosing this number?
So this is really weird, but when I was born, I got a paper and it predicted what all my favorite things were going to be based on the month I was born and where I landed in my family. So I'm the third child, and it actually said that my favorite number was going to be number 3. And I didn't know this until I was about 12, and I already picked number 3 as my number, so it's kind of coincidence.
Oh my gosh, that's such an intricate backstory. I love it. Okay, and then what's your favorite drill in basketball practice?
My favorite drill is probably cutthroat. It's super competitive, and I really like the competitive aspect of it.
Abby McCall is a team player. She's one of the leaders on the court, and she's an amazing player. She's able to make shots near and far, and she's really good at moving the ball and making sure the passes are crisp and clean and getting people open with screens and different things. She's a great addition to the basketball team, and I know everyone's going to miss her next year when she goes. Next, we have Sammy Momeyer, who is also a crucial leader on the basketball team, the starting five, and an amazing player all around. She is able to use her size and speed to beat her player every time, and she is really good at rebounding and shooting the ball. So my next interview is going to be with Sammy. Hi guys, I'm here with Sammy Momeyer, and we're going to talk about the basketball team. So Sammy, what is your number?
Number 14.
And what's your favorite drill that you do during practice?
My favorite drill is definitely circle layups.
Really? Why?
I just love doing layups, and honestly, circle layups is a good cardio workout, but you get a little break at each hoop and everything. It's perfect.
That's awesome. What's your least favorite drill?
My least favorite drill? Would probably be a defensive drill where we box out and we circle around the court because it's very long and it takes up a lot of practice.
My next question is going to be, how do you feel being a senior during a pandemic?
Honestly, it's been really tough, but I think that this year has just made us a lot stronger as a whole senior class. So it's been interesting and everything's a lot different, but honestly, it's made us stronger as a team.
And is basketball your only sport that you play?
No, I also play volleyball, and I'm going to do track and field or softball in the spring.
Oh, that's so exciting. And this is your last season, so are you ready to win and maybe get a D10 championship?
Oh, I am so ready. We are getting that title this year.
Last question for you, Sammy, is what are your personal goals for the senior season?
My goals this year are to get as many double-doubles as possible and be a lockdown defender.
That was Sammy Momar speaking about the Tigers basketball team. Hopefully her goal of getting the D10 championship can be a real possibility for the Tigers this year. This year, the Fairview Tigers have been working hard. They have experience, and they have speed, and they have lots of players who are ready to play and players who are willing to play against any team. So I think that could be a real possibility, and hopefully it works out in Fairview basketball team's favor. Today I'm joined with senior player Jenna Hannes. Jenna, can you tell me what your number is?
I have number 10.
And do you have a special reason for picking that number?
I think 20 wasn't available this year, and that's what my normal number is. But 10, that used to be my brother's number, so I thought I would just keep the tradition going.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, and what is your favorite drill in basketball?
I love cut throw because you just have to be so active and you just have to be ready for anything.
Well, that's so cool. That's Abby's favorite drill too. That's awesome, and you're so good at it. And what is your least favorite drill in basketball?
I would have to say the zigzag drill because you have to be on defense for almost like a minute straight and your legs start to burn after a while, so that's not my most favorite, but it's okay.
Me too. Jenna, my next question for you is, what is it like being a senior during the coronavirus pandemic playing basketball?
It is definitely crazy because we got shut down twice. We had huge breaks. We just had to get used to the Google Meets, doing like dribbling drills and all that stuff. We had to get used to just how to kind of play as a team still through that. So that was kind of tough.
Yeah, and it's hard to play basketball by yourself, kind of, because it's just much different than playing as a team, because it really is a team sport and you rely a lot on other people. Is that correct?
Yes, it's hard to find motivation sometimes when you're by yourself, but you just have to think, you have to push yourself so I can be ready for my teammates when we get back.
Yeah, and it's hard thinking that you're in the middle of the season when you have that 3-week break, but you got to keep pushing yourself and doing things like that. And has coronavirus affected any of the fans or anything? Or is there any way that fans can watch?
I'm pretty sure for our home games there is limited capacity, so sometimes we do feed off the energy of like the crowd, the fans. So we'll have to definitely just like keep the energy up, but I think we'll be able to do it despite everything.
Yeah, and on the bench you can like cheer for your teammates and other things like that. Now, Jenna, my next question for you is, do you play other sports other than basketball? I know we interviewed you for the volleyball podcast, but do you play any other sports?
Yes, I play volleyball and softball.
Wonderful. And how long have you been playing basketball specifically?
This will be my 8th year playing.
Awesome. And do you plan to play in basketball in college?
I do not.
Jenna, my last question for you is, what are your goals for this senior season?
My goals would be to play lockdown defense, move the ball, pass it when I can, and just try to drive the ball whenever I can. And team goals, I would say probably make it to the D10 championship.
And possibly win?
Possibly win, yes.
All right, well, thank you for joining us, Jenna. Jenna's been a great leader on the basketball court as a senior, and we're going to be sad to see her go next year, but we're so happy she got to play with us for 4 whole years, well, 8 years in Fairview, but 4 years on the high school level. So thank you for joining me, Jenna.
Thank you very much.
Thus far, Jenna has accomplished all of her goals. She has played lockdown defense against anyone she has gone up against. She is a great contribution to the team, and she has driven the ball many times and often created space in order for Fairview to score. She's a great addition to the team, and again, we will miss her next year. The next player that I'm going to interview is Grace Plotz. Grace Plotz is a senior on the basketball team as well, and she has been a great contribution to the team. She was out a little bit early during the season due to a sickness, and because of the coronavirus pandemic, sicknesses are taken at a much more extreme level, and so if you get sick, you are required to stay home for a set amount of days and make sure that you are feeling better for the safety of not only yourself, but for those around you. But since she's returned back to our team, she has been an incredible team leader and an incredible player. She's able to bring the enthusiasm that is needed with the lack of fans, and she is able to help our team win games and hopefully continue to win games.
Today I'm here talking with Grace Plotz, one of the seniors on the girls basketball team this year. Congratulations so far on your 2-0 winning streak. So Grace, my first question for you is, what is your number?
My number is 21.
Grace, my next question is, what is your favorite drill in basketball?
My favorite drill would have to be Cincinnati because it makes you be aggressive on offense and defense, boxing out, gets you moving and playing hard.
And what's your least favorite drill?
Zigzag. It's exhausting.
And what is zigzag?
Zigzag is a defensive drill where you just slide forever and you have to sprint, and it's just no good.
That seems to be a common least favorite among the seniors. My next question for you, Grace Plotz, is how is it like being a senior during COVID?
It's very different. I think you have to be adaptable. It's kind of depressing missing out on different things that we would be promised typically, but I think that we're all really tough and we're going to get through this. So yeah, I mean, can't wait to be done.
So Grace, my next question for you is, how many sports do you play?
I play 2 sports, tennis and basketball. I used to play volleyball, but I switched to tennis.
Okay, and do you plan to continue playing basketball, whether it just be like intermittently or like on a club team in college, or no?
I think I would play intramural tennis, maybe not basketball, but yeah.
And how long have you been playing basketball?
Oh, I don't know, say 7 years.
Oh wow, okay, that's an impressive amount of time. All right, thank you so much for speaking with me, Grace Plotz.
Thank you.
That was senior Grace Plotz, and finally I'm going to talk about my experience on the girls basketball team. I am also a senior on the Fairview basketball team, and as a senior on the Fairview basketball team, it was wonderful interviewing my peers and being able to talk to them about their favorite parts about the basketball team. But I'm going to tell you my favorite parts about being a senior on the basketball team and how this year has been different and how it's affected me and my team. So my name, again, is Izzie Germain, and I'm number 40 this year. And my favorite drill would probably have to be the rebounding drill because I really enjoy rebounding. And I think it's really fun when we kind of play like a competition and coach shoots and we all try and run and get the rebound and we get to see who gets there first. That would probably be my favorite drill. My least favorite drill, like a bunch of my other peers, would probably have to be the zigzag drill. The zigzag drill is a defensive drill where one person is dribbling and you're trying to defend, and they keep switching back and forth and going the full length of the court, and each time you get to the end of the court, you change directions and go back the other way. And it's a lot of focus and discipline, and I understand how important defense is to playing basketball. But it is probably my least favorite just because of the intensity, and normally it happens when we haven't played great defense the last game. Just to clarify real quick about the favorite drill for a lot of my peers and a lot of my classmates that are seniors as well, The drill cutthroat is just basically like you're playing half court and one team stays on defense for 3 minutes and you try and get the most amount of stops, and whoever gets the most amount of stops doesn't have to run. So how do I feel about being a senior in the pandemic? This year's definitely brought about its challenges. As some of you may know, the sports were canceled during the month of December until January 4th, and then you had to have 4 practices before you could start playing again. So it was very odd not to have basketball during the most of the month of December, because I've had basketball during the month of December for as long as I could remember. So that was different. But overall, I think our team has gotten stronger because of it. We've done Zoom workouts and we've been able to get closer as a team. These Zoom workouts were definitely not what I was expecting my senior year to be like, but it's kind of an exciting challenge and it's definitely something we can work to get better at. The next question I have for myself is, how long have I been playing basketball? So I've been playing basketball for about 8 years, and I've loved it ever since I started playing. I played at my old school and now I play here at Fairview, and it's been amazing to be on such a great team with such great teammates and such amazing players. These girls make playing basketball so much fun, and they really bring excitement back to the sport. I plan to play basketball like on a club level in college. I'm nowhere good enough to play anywhere professionally, but in college, a division, like any division, but I would like to play like occasionally, and I really do enjoy it, but hopefully I can find some teammates like these that I'll enjoy playing with again. And my goal for the senior season, like lots of other seniors that I know, is I hope to be able to continue to play. I know each day is a blessing to be able to play and to come together, and that everyone is safe and healthy. But I know that that's not always the case, and things can change within the hour. So I hope that everyone could stay safe, and my goal is to go as far as we can and continue this winning streak as long as we can, and hopefully get to the D10 championships and maybe even win. We will see. That would be a great way to end senior season. Although I didn't get to interview all of the seniors or all of the basketball players on the girls' basketball team, coming out and supporting the girls' basketball team is something that you can do even from home, even during this pandemic. You can go. There's a website that you can watch the games on live stream. There is a price, and that price is $11 a month, I do believe, and these are only for the home games, so this would only be able to watch the games that are at home. Away games are difficult because each school has its own individual like platforms in which they watch their videos on. However, you can look up that platform for each specific school, and you should be able to find information about how to watch it. Some of them are free and some of them cost money, so it would depend on the school again. But I encourage, if you are interested in watching some of the games, especially if it's on a Friday or something, like where you don't have a lot else to do, it's really great to get support even just virtually. And this goes for all winter sport athletes, not just basketball, but girls basketball, boys basketball, swimming, any kind of winter athletes. I know that this is a different kind of senior season or regular season, and I know that the support would be appreciated. Finally, I would like to thank my guests today: Abby McCall, Sammy Momeyer, Jenna Hannes, and Grace Plotz for joining me on my podcast. I would also like to thank you for listening to this episode of Speaking of Fairview. While this might be my last episode, I hope you will join the next round of the Honors Public Speaking class for the next episode to learn more about Fairview High School and the Tigers. Again, I would like to thank Dr. Lane, principal of Fairview High School, and Mr. Bell, assistant principal, and Mrs. Stevens, my public speaking teachers, for my endeavors with this podcast. Thank you to everyone involved, and I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about Fairview Tigers girls basketball team during the 2020-2021 season.